Hey everybody, it's me, Liv. So today I'm going to be bringing you a quick video that I've done in regards to creating my own coasters. Now this is actually a challenge that's being hosted over at Spectrumartscreations, and which she's asking us to make a coaster using some dressmycraft transfer papers. Now I have to say I haven't quite exactly gotten the hang of this, but what I'm going to go ahead and do is coat this over with some white gesso. You saw me. I am using the heavy white gesso here. And once I have them all coated, I'm going to dry them really quickly with my heat gun. And then I am using, this is the Prima Bloom one, as well as some lindysgang paints here. And I'm just going to go ahead and get this moving all around the surface just to give it a little bit of color. And so I'm going to do it actually to both because I am making a set of coasters that will go here. And like I said, I'm still trying to figure out how exactly to use these Dress My Craft Transfer Me images. The last time that I used them, which I did purchase over from Spectrum Art Creations, did not exactly work out well. So I'm hoping that this time I will figure out exactly what I'm doing. So now this is all dry. I actually felt like this one did not have enough purple, so I'm going to go ahead and just splash a little bit of extra purple on here so it's not so brown. The core images that I had from the set that I'm going to be using actually does have a lot of purple in it, which is why I'm trying to bring in some more purple into these two coasters. I'm also going to be pairing it with some of my Ciao Bella rice papers that I recently received. So as you can see from these rice papers, I'm just going to go ahead and start laying them out. I am using my Tim Holtz collage medium glue to kind of get them down. But first I want to figure out exactly where the placement's going to be here on these coasters. Once I have figured that out, I will go ahead and use the glue. So now that I have these down, what I've noticed is that I felt there was a little bit of flat. So I'm going to go ahead and add some texture by using my texture paste here. I think this is the Prima paper texture one I'm using, and I'm combining it with this Tim Holtz stencil. Now, one mistake that I did make, which I would tell you not to do that, because if you're a messy crafter like me, you want to make sure that you've actually cleaned your stencil, because as you can see, a tad bit of that blue is coming through from another project that I used this on. I probably should have washed it, but you know what? It's all okay, because I'm going to go ahead and use some wax to color it to kind of keep all the colors consistent. Now, again, hitting it with my heat gun just to dry it off so I can go ahead and change the color a little bit. So next I'm going to go ahead and take out some of my primer waxes and go ahead and use this here. And I'm just kind of scrunching it down, just trying to get it more and to cover over this slightly bluish color that I have here, figuring that the gold would go really well with it. So next I'm going to go ahead and just sponge a little bit of it off, because I don't mind a little bit of the color in there. I just don't want it to look super kind of this greenish color that you're kind of seeing. So now that I have that all spread out, I am then going to be moving on to the next step. And that is to go ahead and start using the dressmycraft transfer images. So one thing that I saw when I was watching the original challenge over at the Spectrum Art Creation, a YouTube channel, was it's easier to go ahead and take the plastic off and then put the paper down and lightly wet it on the back when you're going to head and put it down. It layers really well, so I'm going to go ahead and do it that way and see if it'll come out a little bit better for me. And then I have this leaf image that I'm doing here. So one thing I would tell you to be careful with is that you really should slide the paper off over and off versus trying to pull it up, because that seems to bring the image up. So that's something that I did learn when I was doing this project this time. And again, all of this is from the same sheet that came from the Dress My Crafts transfer sheet. Now I have all my images down on the coasters. I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit of edging. I'm again using some of the wax that I have. I believe this one is called Vintage Gold. I'm going to have to check. But I'm just doing it all along the edges, kind of to bring the piece a little bit more cohesive in nature. And I'm going to be doing it to both coasters just to make sure that it blends well. I'm also going over just a little bit again on the texture pieces that I have. Once I've done all that, I feel like it is time to do my favorite step, which everyone knows is splatters. I'm going to use a white splatter for this particular one. And now my project is done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see everyone soon. Have a great night, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.